All right, hello once again. Welcome back to Ultra Kellen Real Estate. Thank you again for all the support, all the subscribers, everybody leaving comments on videos, everybody watching stuff on Instagram as well. Much appreciated. Today, really quickly, I want to talk about, what's the number one rule in real estate, at least in my opinion, when it comes to being an investor. Because you have some things that'll be different if you're looking to be a person who will actually live in the house, live in that neighborhood, and then you have other people like me who are just going to be an investor. Like I'm just looking to buy in that area to put a tenant in that place and then make money that way. And so I know everybody always talks about location, location, location. That's the number one rule in real estate. But in my opinion, that's a close to number one. But the first rule, in my opinion, would be buying for the right price. Because you could buy in a great location, but if you don't buy for the right price, it really makes no sense. You're looking at this from an investment standpoint, how you can make your money, not because you want to actually live there. If you actually love that neighborhood and you love that suburb or that part of the city and it's close to your job and it's this and that, that's great. But if you're not going to be living there, you have to buy it for the right price so it makes sense, especially if you have a mortgage for that building. I'll give you an example. I was recently looking at a 3-flat online, just looking at it online, browsing through Redfin like I always do. And there was a 3-flat that was for sale in Hyde Park. Hyde Park, great area, South Side Chicago. I went to grammar school, I went to high school in that neighborhood. They've made tons of upgrades over the years, and it's getting very, very expensive to live there. And so you have to look at it, okay, 3-flat, how much money can I rent these units out for, and how much money will it cost me to make the mortgage payments on this building? So the building was originally listed, I think, for just under $1 million in Hyde Park on the south side of Chicago. And if you know anything about Hyde Park, the fact that's on the south side of Chicago pretty much negates how much money you can get from rent just like that. And they were big, nice units. I mean, maybe you could get $2,500, maybe even $3,000, but because you're paying so much for the building, after your mortgage, I think I started playing with that mortgage calculator on the app, and I think the mortgage is going to be like close to $5,000. Then you got to factor in maintenance issues. I mean, it just wasn't worth it. If you have that much money to spend on a single piece of property, a 3-flat, in a neighborhood like that, where you can get some good money for rent and it's a great area, but that's just not the right price to do it. On the other side, you got some properties that are just in so-so areas. Maybe it's in a neighborhood, maybe you wouldn't live there yourself, but as far as maybe you just coming in and out, like, you putting a tenant in there, maybe you having to drop by every now and then, it's just not that big of a deal. There's no real safety issues for you going in and out, but you just wouldn't want to live in that area. But you get it for the right price. You get it for the right price, and maybe you can't rent it out for as much money as a nicer area, but you can rent it out for a good amount of money to where it makes a lot of sense to do that as an investment. And that's the way I've looked at it for a lot of things, that I've done. Maybe it's an area, maybe where I would live, but just not ideally. So I'm looking at, okay, well, I'm getting this house for, a very cheap amount, and my mortgage would be, $600, but it's a 2-flat, so I could rent every unit out for $950 a month. Now I'm making $1,900, and then minus that, I make good money. And so you're looking at it, all right, buying for the right price. That's the main key, because it could be a good area and it could be, the best area to have this and that and everything, an area where a tenant really would love to live, and maybe they wouldn't move for a long time because they love the place so much, but doesn't really make sense as an investment standpoint. Really, really be making the money off of it that you should be, versus looking at an area, well, hey, I can still get a good return on my investment, and I could buy it in for so much cheaper, and I can still rent the unit out for a good price. All right, so as always, check out the Instagram at UltraKellen, UltraKellon, and have more videos coming soon. Thank you again for all the support, guys.